Hello everyone, welcome back to Fins Out on the Podcast, episode 19. I'm your host Ado, and on today's show I'll be reviewing the Miami Dolphins versus the Washington Commanders in Madrid, Spain. So let's get into it. So this was the first ever NFL game held in Spain. The venue for this game was famous old Bernabeu Stadium, home of the Real Madrid soccer football team. This was a crucial matchup for both teams. Both teams come in this game 3-7. This was a season on the line game. The loser of this game is probably eliminated from playoff contention. I knew this was going to be a tough game. I know that Commanders come in this game with a couple of big injuries, especially on offense. They got Jaden Daniels, their main quarterback. He's out with a broken elbow for, I think, the remainder of the season. They got their main wide receiver out as well, Sketty Teddy. But we got injuries as well on offense. We got Tyreek Hill out, our main wide receiver's out with a knee injury for the rest of the season, and our tight end Darren Waller is still out injured at the moment. So both teams had come in this game needing a win, but with a few injuries as well. So I knew this was going to be tough. I know the Commanders have lost the last 5 games, but I knew they were going to play hard in this game because their season was on the line like ours. So I knew this game was going to come down to the wire. Commanders still got a decent backup quarterback in Marcus Mariota, filling in for Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota is, he's probably one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league. He's been in the league NFL for around nearly a decade. He can scramble a bit, make play with his legs. So he's a decent backup quarterback. I don't know why all these Miami Dolphins and podcasters were saying we're going to roll the Commanders. Marcus Mariota's shit. We're going to win this by 20 points. Who do you think the Miami Dolphins are? Who do you think we're the Philadelphia Eagles or the New England Patriots? We're inconsistent for a reason. That's why we're 3-7. You never know what Miami Dolphins you're going to get. I knew this game was going to be a tough matchup. Anyway, let's get into the game review. It wasn't a very high scoring first half. Both offenses were moving the ball up and down the field quite easily. Both teams were stalling in the end zone. Both teams had a pair of field goals that finished the half. Second half, that's when things got a bit more interesting. Commanders scored the first touchdown of the game. Marcus Mariota found wide receiver Debo. Nice touchdown pass and grab. Was able to score the first touchdown of the game. We responded with OG Ollie Gordon, a backup rookie running back. He scored a nice short yardage rushing touchdown to equal the score at 13-13. Fast forwarding it a bit, with about 5 minutes left, we punted the ball away. Their punt returner, he dropped it, he fumbled it. Ethan Bonner from the Miami Dolphins backup cornerback was able to recover it around the Commanders' 40-yard line, and I was like, beautiful. There's about 4.5 minutes left here. We've got control of the ball. We can control the game now. Eat up a bit of clock and score a touchdown, or at least score a field goal and leave the Commanders as little time as possible. We did that. We ate a bit of the clock down in the fourth quarter, and this is when Mike McDaniel, I don't know what he's doing in this. Mike McDaniel almost cost us this game. So we moved the ball down to the 1-yard line, Washington Commanders 1-yard line. Why are you going for an outside run with our small speedy back? You need 1 yard. Just go up the middle with our power back, Ollie Gordon. You need 1 yard. So A-Train gets tackled for a loss. Not only that, he gets injured. And the time stops. So double trouble. So not only our best player gets injured, Commanders has 0 timeouts left. So I was like, we can't catch a break with the Miami Dolphins. I was like, here we go. We're going to end up butchering this game. But thankfully, A-Train walked off the field, so he was all good. McDaniel, please just kick a field goal here. Make it 16-13 and give the Commanders the ball back with 1:40 left. No, he wants to go for it. Ultra attacking, he wants to go for it, and we end up running it with OG straight down the middle, and he got stuffed. That's what he should have done on the previous play, on 3rd and 1. But 4th and 2, he runs it with Ollie Gordon straight down the middle. I was like, and we're going to lose this. So it's 13-13. Commanders make a goal line stand. Commanders get the ball back with about 1 minute 40 left, and they had the ball on the 2-yard line, so plenty of time to move the ball down the field and score a field goal to win the game for them. While they were moving the ball down the field, Mike McDaniel was calling timeouts for them. It's like, what, are you trying to lose us the game here, mate? Anyway, I think the Commanders got the ball around our 40-yard line. Our defense made a couple nice stops. This is the last play of the game. 56-yard field goal for the Commanders to win the game. Thankfully, the guy shanked it. So the game was going into overtime at 13-13. We won the coin toss, so Commanders had the ball to start off the OT. Very first play, Marcus Mariota gets picked off by Jack Jones Jack Jones, our cornerback, he's had a couple great games for us so far. He forced a fumble against James Cook last week against the Buffalo Bills, and now he picked off Marcus Mariota, who that basically won us the game. We had the ball in great field position, and we were already in field goal range. I think A-Chain ran it a couple more times to gain us maybe 15, 20 more yards. I think it was a 25-yard field goal Riley Patterson had to make to win us the game. Basically a chip shot. Still, I had my heart in my mouth. You never know with these Dolphins. Thankfully, he was able to nail it through, and we get that scrappy, ugly victory. At the end of the day, wins or win. Maybe Dolphins fans complain, oh, we beat nobody, we beat a crap team. I don't care. At the end of the day, wins or win, and keeps our season alive. And we have back-to-back wins. The first time this season, so we're in decent form at the moment. I knew it was going to be tough. It was great the boys pulled out the victory, even though Mike McDaniel tried to cost us the game with a couple of bone-headed decisions there. Boys will manage to pull through and keep our small playoffs hopes alive. I think NFL had us at 1% chance of making the playoffs.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Let's look at the player stats. Tua Tagovailoa, I thought he was fairly average in this game. 14 completions, 20 attendance, 171 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The one positive thing I can say is at least he didn't throw an interception, but there was one throw that he threw it, once again he threw it like a Hail Mary to Jalen Waddle. It was another 2-on-1 matchup, and luckily the Washington Commanders defensive player didn't catch it. And there was another throw that he had tight end G. Dolchich. He had him open out right on the flat. Just hit him on the chest and he would have walked in for a touchdown. Tua completely missed the throw. Rushing, A-Chain once again. My man A-Chain. He had 21 carries, 120 yards, 5.7 average yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. A couple plays there, he looked like he was going to get tackled for a loss. He made a couple guys miss and made a negative play into a big positive play. So he's probably one of the best running backs in the league at the moment. Ollie Gordon, our backup rookie running back, had a good game. He had 9 carries for 45 yards. He got our only touchdown of the game. Jay Wright, our other backup running back, only had 1 carry for 4 yards. Receiving stats, Jay Waddle, I don't think he played very good. He only had 3 receptions for 52 yards, 0 touchdowns, and he had a couple of just easy drops. I don't think that was Jay Waddle's best game. Once again, A-Chain had 5 receptions for 45 yards and 0 touchdowns. So A-Chain had a combined 165 yards from scrimmage. He had 21 carries, so he touched the ball 26 times. He's carrying us at the moment, A-Chain. If we lose A-Chain to an injury, we're stuffed. And Washington had 3 receptions for 42 yards. G. Dolchich had 2 receptions for 18 yards. And Jay Hill, our other tight end, had 1 reception for 14 yards. Let's look at the defensive stats. Jay Brooks, what a beast. He had 20 tackles in this game. We had 35 tackles overall in this game. And he had 20. So he had over half our tackles. He's just a beast. He had 10 tackles, 10 assists. And Fitzpatrick our safety had another great game. He had 6 tackles for 1 assist. T. Dotson, our other linebacker, 3 tackles, 8 assists. He got 1 sack on Marcus Mariota. And that was our only sack of the game. And Zeke Biggers, it was good to see him get some game time, and he played really well. A 7th round pick from this season draft, and he finally got a bit of game time. He had 3 tackles for 4 assists, so great game by Zeke Biggers, and definitely his best game of the season for us so far. Ashton Davies, our other safety, had 3 tackles for 4 assists, and Jack Jones, our safety, won us the game there at the end with that game-sealing interception there in overtime. He had 0 tackles, 1 assist, and 1 interception. Let's quickly look at the team stats. Total yards, we had 311 total yards. The Commanders had 379 total yards. Passing yards, we only had 142 passing yards. Commanders had 207 passing yards. Rushing yards, once again, we rushed the ball a lot. 31 carries for 169 yards. So, we got a good combination there between A-Chain and Ollie Gordon. A-Chain, our speed back. Ollie Gordon, our short yardage power back. So we rushed it for 169 rushing yards. Our rush defense wasn't the best this game. We conceded 172 rushing yards. Marcus Mariota had a couple big scrambles there from quarterback. So yards per play, we had 5.8. They had 5.9 yards per play. First downs, we had 19. They had 22. Third down efficiency, we were 3 from 9. They were 6 from 13. Fourth down, we were 0 from 2, they were 1 from 2. Total plays, we were 54, they were 64. Sacks allowed, they sacked us 3 times. Like, Tua is just a sitting duck. Like, he's got no mobility ever. Like, he can't evade pressure, or like, he's not going to dodge him or put a move on a juke move on a defender and get away. So sacks allowed, they got the 2 or 3 times. We only sacked Marcus Mariota 1. Punts, we had 2 punts, they had 1 punt. Penalty yards, we had 4 penalties for 39 yards. They had 6 penalties for 31 yards. Fumbles lost, we had 0 fumbles lost. They had 1 fumbles lost. Interceptions thrown, we had 0 interceptions thrown. They had 1 interception thrown. So like I said last week, if you win the turnover battles, you usually win the game. We had a nice clean game. We had 0 turnovers, and the Commanders had 2 turnovers in this game. Time of possession, the Commanders had a bit more. We had 29 minutes and 51 seconds. They had 32 minutes and 36 seconds. Tackles, we had 35 tackles. Jordan Brooks, our linebacker, had 20 tackles by himself. He's a tackling machine. So he had over half of our total tackles. So that's just an insane stat. The Commanders had 33 tackles. Field goals, Riley Patterson was 3 from 3. They were 2 from 4. They missed 2 field goals, so that's probably what cost the Washington Commanders the game. Red zone, we were 1 from 5 in the red zone, and they were 0 from 3 in the red zone. So that wraps up the game between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders in Madrid, Spain, at the Bernabeu Stadium. We've got a bye coming up, and then after the bye, we got the New Orleans Saints at home, and then we got the New York Jets away. After the bye, we've got 2 winnable games, and if we win those games, we'll be 6 and 7. But I'm taking it 1 game at a time at the moment. After the bye, we should just be thinking about beating the New Orleans Saints. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment to this channel, and I'll see you next time. And as always, fins up.